Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar, Winning Industrial Marketing Plan. I'm Bob DeStefano, and I am thrilled to have you here today. For those of you that don't know me, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a B2B digital marketing strategist and president of SVM eMarketing Solutions. And I specialize in helping industrial manufacturers and distributors grow their leads, sales, and profits online through results-focused marketing. And I've been doing this for 30 years. And over the past 30 years, I've had the privilege of helping many industrial companies, just like yours, shift from relying on face-to-face sales solely for business growth and pivoting towards building more marketing-driven growth systems that work in concert with your talented sales team. And my goal today is to share with you the exact steps you can take to make 2025 your most successful year yet. And I promise that you will leave today with actionable strategies, tools, and resources that you can apply immediately to your business to be successful in the coming year. So I want to go over to see if you're in the right place. You are in the right place if you're an industrial distributor or manufacturer and you're looking to drive more qualified leads and boost your sales. You're also in the right place if you want to transform your website into a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week salesperson that works for you around the clock, driving new business. You want to move past your old school sales tactics of relying on face-to-face sales as your primary driver of new business growth, and you want to tap into that power of a marketing-driven growth engine. You want a clear and actionable plan for 2025, and not just ideas, real concrete actionable strategies that you can act on immediately. And you're ready to make a change, and you want to make the meaningful steps to grow your business. So here's our game plan for our time today. First, I'm going to talk about the industrial marketing landscape in 2025. What are the key trends that we need to keep in mind, and what are ways that we should be reacting to them? Then we'll dig into the meat of the presentation, which is building your industrial marketing plan, talking about setting up your strategy and setting up your goals, how you can stand out in a crowded market, lead generation and conversion strategies and tactics, how you can align your sales team with your marketing team to produce the best results, and how you should measure and maximize your return on investment. Then we'll talk about some best practices for how you can actually implement this plan and execute this plan to produce results in 2025. And at the end, there'll be a big Q&A session. So during my talk, please enter any questions that you may have in the Q&A box. You'll see a little button on the bottom of your screen. Enter them over the course of the presentation, and we'll address them at the end. Okay, very good. So let's get started, and let's talk about the industrial marketing landscape in 2025. Now, there are a number of key trends that are going to shape 2025 and how we need to react from a marketing perspective. A lot of these trends have been building, but they are really hitting a point where in 2025, you absolutely need to understand these, embrace these, and react to these properly to be successful. The first is the rise of the self-sufficient buyer. And what that means is that buyers are now conducting more independent research. They're doing things on their own, trying to find what products they want to purchase, what services. They're doing their research before they engage with a salesperson. So they are on their own, and we want to make sure that we bubble up in front of them when they're performing that independent research. Next is AI-driven marketing. You've heard a ton about AI, and there's a lot of hype out there. There's also plenty of helpful information as well. And what I'm going to do is separate the hype from the helpful so that you know what to focus on. And in 2025, marketing teams are going to continue to use AI in a more focused way to help create content, to help with their scoring of leads that they're generating, and also segmenting their target audiences so that they can send out more personalized communications. Speaking of personal communications, there is a greater demand for personalization among your customer base. Your buyers now expect to receive tailored content, tailored experiences when they visit your site, and also tailored offers that are based on their recent buying patterns, that are based on the applications that they are focusing on a day-to-day basis. Next, video and interactive content will dominate. Your buyers prefer video content over static text content when they're researching products. A lot of times people are visiting your site from a smartphone, and if you visited a site from a smartphone, you can see it's kind of difficult to read text, but video plays very easily. So what you want to make sure you do is look for any opportunity you can to create video content to complement your static text content. And then finally, there is a demand for ROI accountability. Marketing leaders like yourselves need to demonstrate the ROI for every marketing initiative that you're investing in. Your management, your CEO, your CFO, they want to know that you're producing results. You need to make sure that you're measuring the results and return on investment from all of your marketing initiatives so that you can measure what's been successful in the past and where you will gain greater success in the future. So essentially, the buyer behavior is changing in a number of key ways. I mentioned that the B2B buyers, they like to do their own research online. And according to Gartner, 70% of your buyers prefer to self-educate before they want to speak with a salesperson. In addition, 44% of buyers only engage with suppliers that offer personalized, relevant content. So again, you can't focus on marketing in a one-size-fits-all approach. You need to make sure that you're providing tailored experiences, sending out tailored content so that you can really engage with today's B2B buyer. And as I mentioned before, the importance of video content. 60% of B2B buyers consume video content before making purchase decisions. They want to see the product in action. They want to watch reviews. They want to watch video testimonials. They want to watch best practices. So again, look for many opportunities to create that video content so that you can engage with today's B2B buyer. So I want to show you how the buyer's journey has changed. And this change has been occurring over the past 15 to 20 years, and it is really, really taking hold now and will be extremely, extremely important in 2025. The old buyer's journey was very salesperson focused, and the salesperson served as a guide or a Sherpa for the B2B buyer to guide them through all the stages of the buyer's journey. The awareness, they become aware of a need. Then they're interested in a product or service. And then they're evaluating whether or not it's the best fit for them. And then they're deciding what to purchase. In the old way of doing B2B business, the salesperson guided the prospect through every stage of the buyer's journey. That has changed significantly. I mentioned that B2B buyers like to do their own research. So now they can enter your funnel at any stage of the buyer's journey by performing search on tools like Google or some of the AI search engines that are out there, also on social media. They can enter at the awareness stage when they're performing that research. They could enter at the consideration stage and then reach out to you at that point. Or they could be ready to decide and they just have a couple of pre-sales questions. So what you need to make sure is that you are leveraging content marketing, your website, and other digital marketing tactics to make sure that you're bubbling up in front of your ideal B2B buyer when they are performing that research. So there are a number of key technologies and tools that will drive your success in 2025. Some of these you may have in place already. Some of these may be new to you, but these are the keys that you need to make sure that you have in your marketing stack. First is AI and automation tools. AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity. These are all generative AI tools that are extremely helpful for helping you generate content, performing predictive analytics, mapping the customer journey. So you want to make sure that if you haven't embraced AI and started working and collaborating with these tools, and I say collaboration because if you start working with these generative AI applications, you will soon realize that it is like collaborating with somebody that's sitting right next to you that has all the answers you would want. So you want to make sure that you're embracing these tools and integrating them into your marketing processes. Next are sales enablement tools to make your salespeople's jobs easier. We still want to have personalized communications, but there's ways that you can automate that process and make it easier for your salespeople to be effective and connect with your ideal prospects. CRM tools and marketing automation tools are extremely important, like HubSpot is a great product that I like. Salesforce is another one that's been around for a very long time. These will allow you to track buyer activity and also manage your pipeline. And then finally, content, e-commerce, and SEO tools. There are content management systems that should be powering your website to make it easy to update. WordPress is a very popular one. If you're a distributor or maybe even some manufacturers that want to sell directly on your website, you want to make sure that you have great e-commerce tools in place. BigCommerce and Shopify are great examples of hosted e-commerce applications. NetSuite is a full ERP application that provides e-commerce capabilities. Magento is another product. Adobe owns it that will allow you to create an e-commerce site. There are many other e-commerce platforms. Likely your ERP vendor has some options or some ideas on what you can leverage. Key is to put them in place and make the most of them. Also, SEO platforms like SEMrush and Moz. If you're doing search engine marketing on your own, these are extremely useful tools for helping you be more effective in those tactics. And also video hosting tools like YouTube and Vimeo for your video content. Video content is extremely important. You want to make sure that you're setting up great channels on YouTube and Vimeo so that you can publish this video content and also share it on your website and other social networks that you want to engage with your prospects on. So what does this all mean for 2025, this new landscape? Well, your website must be a salesperson. It's no longer just a nice to have website, just an online brochure, just a separate marketing channel. You need to think of it as your most effective salesperson. I say most effective because it is working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it should be designed and optimized to convert leads, convert those anonymous visitors into named individuals, and help you drive sales. Next, personalization will help you win. Companies that will win in 2025 will be the ones that offer the most personalized experiences. So again, your marketing can't be one size fits all. You need to think about your target audiences and make sure that you're tailoring your content so that you can connect and engage with them on a personalized level. AI will be a competitive advantage if you use it properly. So you want to make sure that you're embracing AI tools that are out there. As I mentioned before, the generative AI applications that I mentioned are a great place to start. Video content, it's no longer non-negotiable. If you're not using it, you're missing out on buyer engagement. There's no other way to say it. Your buyers will engage with you more with video. They will reach out to you more with video. Your sales will increase if you use video strategically. So make sure that you're looking for many opportunities to integrate video content into your marketing mix. And data-driven marketing is essential. Attribution, which is attributing your leads and your sales to specific marketing activities that are generating them, and tracking the results and return on investment. It's no longer optional. You need to make sure that you are making data-driven decisions and you're proving your ROI on a regular basis. Okay, so that is the landscape that is up in front of us. Now, how do we make the most of our marketing so that we can win in 2025? Well, you need to build a winning industrial marketing plan. So what I'm going to do is go through a number of the key steps with some ideas and specific strategies and tactics that you should be leveraging to build that plan for your company. We're going to begin with our goals. Now, we need to begin with the end in mind. And your goals for your industrial marketing plan need to be SMART goals. And SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Specific, your goals need to be clear and well-defined instead of just vague aims that you want to achieve. And they need to be specifically measurable, quantifiable KPIs, quantifiable metrics that will allow you to track your progress. Next, they need to be achievable. They need to be realistic. They need to be attainable. Given the current resources that you have, can you achieve these goals? Next, they need to be relevant. Are they aligned with the broader objectives and strategy that you have as a company? And then finally, they need to be time-bound. They need to be set with clear deadlines and clear milestones. So some examples of SMART goals include increasing website conversions by 20% in the first quarter. That is a SMART goal. Generate 50 new qualified leads per month. Achieve a 10% increase in email open rates by March 2025. So make sure when you're defining your goals, you take advantage of this acronym to make sure that you're establishing the best goals for your plan. Okay, after you have your SMART goals, we need to think about your customer base. Who is it that you're doing business with? Because you need to make sure that you're tailoring all of your marketing strategies around your specific customer groups. And I want you to think of them two different ways. First is the global way. Let's figure out who is our ideal customer. Who do we really want to be doing business with? And we want to think about a number of key elements of your ideal customer. The industry, what industries or subsectors do they operate in? We need to make sure that we're tailoring our marketing strategies and focus towards their specific industry and the applications that they're leveraging. What's their company size? Are they a small business, mid-size, large? What's their revenue? How many employees do they have? Not every company is ideal for you depending on their size. So you want to make sure that you really have a good understanding of who is your ideal company, ideal customer from a size standpoint, so that you can make sure that you're targeting them. Where are they located? Are you a regional distributor that serves a specific geographic area, or do you serve a national or international audience? What applications do they leverage your products and services for? And what are their specific applications and needs? The more you understand these applications, the more that you can tailor your messaging, your content towards demonstrating how well you serve your customers for those specific applications. And then what are their pain points? What are their biggest challenges? What's frustrating them? What's keeping them up at night? What problems are they trying to solve? The more you know about your ideal customer's pain points, the more you can craft your message towards addressing their specific needs. So this is thinking about your ideal customer at a global level. But I want you to take it a little bit deeper, because we're not doing business with a company. We're doing business with people. So we want to make sure that we understand who those people are. And you can understand them by defining your buyer personas. If you're new to buyer personas, they are semi-fictional representations of the individuals that you're doing business with within your ideal customer, and they're the ones that are making the purchasing decisions. So we want to think about who are the people within the ideal companies that you want to be working with. Who are they? What's their role within the company? What's their personal, what are their personal goals? What are their professional goals? What are their aspirations? What are they trying to achieve in their role within a company? What are they trying to achieve as an individual with their career? Also, what challenges do they face in these roles? This helps you uncover ways that you can address these challenges in your marketing, and you can create content based on demonstrating that value. What are their core values and beliefs? What's important to them, so that we can make sure that we are addressing those important values? Where do they go for information? What are their key information sources? Some people go online and perform their own search. Generative AI, sites like ChatGPT are becoming more and more important for finding that information. Industry publications, general publications like modern distribution or industrial distribution that address the entire industry, or there could be specific publications for the niche market that you serve. Online forums, social media, understand where they're going to find their information, because that's where we want to be. We want to be in front of them when they're performing those searches, when they're performing that research. So we want to make sure that we're syndicating our great content wherever they're looking online. And what's their buying process? How do they make purchasing decisions? What information sources do they rely on? Who are the key influencers in the industry that they're keeping track of in their decision making to help them decide what they should be doing? These are all important elements of your buyer persona. Okay, next, after your buyers, defining who your ideal customers are and their personas, we want to take a look at the competition. Who are we up against? We want to make sure that we have a very, very good understanding of them so that we know how we can position our marketing and pivot our marketing to one-up them and position ourselves as the ideal choice above them. So start by gathering information. You may need to be a little covert when you do this, but gather as much as you can. Obviously, take a look at their website, but if you can get access to their brochures, product catalogs, any other marketing materials, you want to really gather as much as you can so that you can understand how they are presenting and positioning themselves so that you can use that information to tailor your marketing message. Take a look at their offerings. What are the products and services that they're offering, and how do they compare to yours in terms of the features, in terms of the quality of the products or services, in terms of the pricing? Again, you want to understand how your offerings will stack up against theirs. Decipher their marketing messages. Take a look at their site, take a look at their marketing materials. How are they positioning themselves, and what are their key selling propositions? You want to understand what their selling propositions are, what their unique value propositions are, so that you can tailor yours so that it stands out and there is differentiation. Identify their target audience. Are they trying to reach the exact same customer base that you are? Are they focusing on other niches? We want to understand where we have overlap with them and other areas that they're getting involved with. It's possibly a new market that you might want to explore. And then take a look at their marketing channels. What are they using to reach their target audience? Is it trade shows that they're going to? Is it print advertising? Is it digital marketing? Whatever it would be, we want to make sure that we have a good understanding of what marketing channels that they're leveraging so that we can see, should we be integrating them into our marketing mix? Okay, once you have gone through that process, you want to perform a SWOT analysis. And this is where you are basically trying to figure out what your positioning is in the market so that you can understand the areas that you need to focus on to improve. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and strengths and threats. Strengths and weaknesses, those are internal elements of your SWOT analysis. Those are things that you have direct control over. Opportunities and threats, those are external. You don't have direct control over them, but you can adapt and react to them positively. So from a strengths perspective, these are internal factors that give you that competitive advantage. Do you have a strong brand? Do you have an extremely skilled workforce that's been with you a long time? Are you leveraging innovative technology that your competitors don't have? And then there are weaknesses, internal factors that could hinder your process or get in the way. Maybe your budget is limited. Maybe the technology that you're working with is outdated. Maybe people aren't aware of your brand. You want to make sure that you're addressing those weaknesses. And then from an external standpoint, the opportunities that you have, based on the external factors that can benefit your business. Maybe there are emerging markets that you can take advantage of because your offering is perfectly positioned to serve that market. Maybe there are new technologies that are coming out that you are going to embrace that will provide you a differentiation. Maybe there are new policies that were passed by the government that are favorable for you that you can take advantage of. And then there are the threats. These are the external factors that could harm or harm your progress. Maybe the economy, could be getting in the way. Maybe you're suffering from increasing competition and you need to figure out ways to stand out. Maybe, again, government policies are negative for your company. Maybe they're getting in the way and they're things that you need to adapt to. So by performing this SWOT analysis, you will have a good understanding of where you stand, where you're strong, where you're weak, where you have opportunities, and then threats that you need to overcome. This really will help you adapt your strategy so that you could be successful in 2025. And then to measure your success, you want to set key performance indicators that matter. These are metrics that you use to track your progress towards your business objectives. So some examples are lead generation KPIs, visitors to your website, how many people filled out a form or called you as a result, and then your conversion rates on those visits. So of the visits you received, what percentage actually did place a call or did fill out a form and generate a lead, requested a quote, placed an online order, whatever that would be. Sales KPIs, these are the number of qualified leads, both marketing qualified leads and sales qualified leads that you're generating. The opportunities as well as the closed deals. Marketing qualified leads, these are people that have reached out to you, but they've reached out to you because they're interested in some marketing asset that you are providing them with. Maybe it's a downloadable ebook or white paper or how-to guide that they're willing to give you their basic contact information. They're not ready to buy from you, but they are interested in some level. So they are a marketing qualified lead that we'll be using for nurturing activities. Sales qualified leads, these are people that are ready to do business. They've requested a quote. They've submitted some type of pre-sales question. These are leads that your salespeople need to act on immediately. So we want to make sure that we are segmenting our leads as we're generating them between marketing qualified leads and sales qualified leads. Then there are marketing KPIs that we want to keep track of. Your campaign performance. How are your various marketing campaigns performing? What are the results that they're producing? Email open rates, email click-through rates, the performance of your ads. These are just some examples of some KPIs that you use to measure the effectiveness of specific marketing activities and campaigns. And then overall ROI KPIs. We start integrating our investments into the KPIs that we're tracking. So what was the cost per lead? What did we invest per lead that we're generating from our marketing activities? What's the cost per acquisition? What is the cost that we are incurring to acquire those new customers? And then the marketing sourced revenue that you're generating for your business, can you tie it back to specific marketing activities that you are leveraging? You want to do that so that you can demonstrate your strong return on investment. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears and talk about your differentiation and how you can stand out in a crowded market. So differentiation is a must-have in 2025. You need to have a strong brand. You need to stand for something in the mind of your ideal customers. And that's because buyers just have too many choices. There are many vendors selling the same products, and buyers need to make a decision, and you don't want them deciding just on price because that's a race to the bottom. Buyers will choose a brand that stands out. So you want to make sure that you have a strong differentiation and a strong brand to win business in 2025. Buyers have increased expectations. They have clear, distinct value propositions that they're expecting, and they want you to act on them. And you need to demonstrate that in every interaction, starting with their first visit to your website or the first time that they saw any ad in a print publication. Every communication needs to communicate your value proposition. Then there's the cost of blending. Companies with unclear messaging, they experience low lead conversion rates and higher customer acquisition costs. So you want to make sure that your messaging is extremely clear, and don't blend messages. You want to make sure that your messaging is not unclear in the minds of your buyers. And standing out, having that strong brand will allow you to command premium pricing. Like I said before, differentiating based on price as a race to the bottom. customers, your ideal customers, don't always do business with the company that offers the lowest price. If you have a strong brand with a strong value proposition that resonates with your ideal customer, something that they really value, they will pay a premium price. So you can charge higher prices if you have that strong brand. Okay, so how do you build your unique value proposition? Now, this is an exercise that I recommend that you get any customer-facing employee within your company involved in, just to get all of the possible ideas on the table. Definitely your marketing people, definitely your salespeople, definitely your customer service people, your senior management. Again, anyone that can have any value, we want to get the ideas on the table so we can figure out the best positioning for your company. So we want to know your customer. What are their pain points? What are their most critical needs? List them out so that you have a very good understanding of what drives them. Then your strengths. We want to make sure that you have a good understanding of what your strengths are. What do you do better, faster, or cheaper than the competition? List these out. Based on your competitive research, are there any gaps that exist? Meaning that, are there specific areas that are important to your ideal customer that your competitors are ignoring or not addressing well? That's an opportunity for you to take advantage of and use that in your unique value proposition. And you want to make sure that your unique value proposition is clear. You want to clearly communicate your brand in a simple, memorable, and it needs to be immediately clear to your ideal target audience. They need to understand why you are different. Okay, and then you want to make sure that you're positioning your brand for success. So what you want to do is find that sweet spot. And it's sort of the balance of differentiation, which is the brand that you have, how are you differentiating yourself in the market, and then value. What are the specific areas, specific criteria that your ideal customer values most? We want to make sure that we are focusing our brand and positioning our brand on high value, areas that our customers find extremely valuable and are differentiators compared to the competition. So find that sweet spot of high value, high differentiation. Avoid that commodity trap. You don't want to be in a low differentiation or low perceived valuable mode, because you will compete on price. And again, that's a race to the bottom. You want to leverage that unique value proposition in absolutely every communication. Your ads, your website copy, your emails that you're sending out, any content that you're creating, that you're syndicating online, needs to strengthen and reinforce your brand and unique value proposition. And then make sure that you stay consistent. Every message you create, every piece of content, every ad should have a consistent message behind it. That consistent messaging, if customers see it on a regular basis over and over, that's how you will build that strong brand in their minds. Okay, so content marketing strategies will help you with that differentiation. I mentioned that it's important that that messaging of your brand and your unique value proposition is throughout everything that you create. Content marketing is the process of creating valuable content, articles, videos, white papers, ebooks, whatever that would be, that you leverage for marketing purposes. And the importance is that they are educational, strengthen your value proposition, is content that your customers find valuable, and is content that they can't get elsewhere. They can only get it from you. They can't get it from their competitors. And it's the way that you're going to bubble up in front of them, no matter what stage they are in the buyer's journey when they're performing research themselves before they want to speak with one of your salespeople. So a couple of strategies: create industry-specific content. So again, you want to make sure you're creating that great content with great messaging, case studies, ways that you have produced great results for similar companies to your target audience, how-to guides, articles on your site, a blog, extremely useful information. You need to make sure it's specific to your niche and it is providing them with the value they're looking for. Conduct original research. Conducting a survey and then of your target audience, compiling the statistics and producing a research report. This is a great way of creating your own unique content that's of value to your target audience. They want to know what their peers are doing, and you can be the source of that information by conducting your own unique research. Create a quick survey in SurveyMonkey, send it out to your target audience, share it out on LinkedIn, wherever that would be, so you can get in front of them. You'll have great research, great statistics you can use to create countless content items. Embrace video and interactive content. As I mentioned before, buyers prefer video content over static content. And you also want to build your thought leadership with this content. Publish it to your website, but also you want to publish it out online where people are performing that research. Publish it on LinkedIn, publish it on industry forums, submit it to trade publications. There are many places that your prospects and ideal customers are going to perform that research. We want to make sure that your content is bubbling up in front of them. Okay, next, we're going to switch gears and talk about the next element of your industrial marketing plan, and that is lead generation and conversion. And you need to understand that lead generation is the lifeline of your business. Even if you are a distributor and you are selling online via an e-commerce catalog, you need to make sure that you are generating leads and don't just rely on shopping cart sales. Lead generation is extremely important. And that is the process of getting people that do not know who you are to become aware in their minds so that they have an understanding of who you are, what you do, and how you can serve them. And then providing them with a number of opportunities to convert from an anonymous person into a named individual that you can leverage for marketing and sales processes. So you want to make sure that you are generating leads in your marketing in 2025. So about leads, it's important that when you think about lead generation, you're thinking about the quality of the leads versus the quantity. You don't want thousands of leads if they are not perfect fits for your company. You want as many perfect fits as possible, and that's by focusing on getting those quality leads. So this is not a numbers game. We want to make sure that we're getting the right leads that will fuel your business development process and help you grow your business. Lead generation will also help you maintain a strong pipeline. By having a steady stream of leads funneling through your company on a regular basis, you'll be able to continually increase your sales and grow your business. By having great lead generation, you can shorten the sales cycle. If the leads are really great quality, they'll make faster decisions, which will lead to a shorter sales cycle. And it's more cost effective when you leverage digital marketing for your lead generation tactics. So digital strategies, for example, content marketing, SEO, there are many digital strategies that we'll talk about. They reduce the average cost per lead compared to traditional methods, which can be more costly. So by leveraging digital marketing for your lead generation, you can achieve great cost savings and better return on investment. So your website itself is your best lead generator. It is your lead generation machine, in my opinion. And that is because more people will see your website than will visit your location, read your literature, read your catalog, or speak with a salesperson. So you want to make sure that your website speaks to the needs of your prospects, addresses their needs, provides them the content and features they're looking for, and is to optimize to generate leads, convert those anonymous visitors into named individuals. So you need to make sure that your website is peppered with clear calls to action, prominently presented and action-driven, presented throughout your website in context for whatever content that they're looking at. So if they're on a product or service page and you need to submit a quote, they need to submit a quote request, make that a call to action and make sure that that quote request gets to the appropriate person as quickly as possible. Lead forms. Generally, if somebody is submitting a lead request on your website, one of the main ways is by filling a form. You want to make sure that your forms are short to reduce friction. The more fields you put in front of people to complete, the fewer people will actually do it. But you want to make sure you're asking for enough information to kind of help qualify those leads. You don't want to qualify them completely. That's the job of the salesperson. But You want to gather enough information to know that this is a good lead so that you can leverage it for your lead scoring. Lead scoring is a way of assigning a value to leads that come in so your salespeople can identify the hot leads from the ones that still need to be nurtured through your marketing. Okay, in addition to landing pages, I see lead forms. These are going to be presented on product pages on your site. There also could be dedicated landing page on your website for specific campaigns and offers. To sign up for this webinar, you were on a landing page. It had one purpose: to allow you to sign up for this webinar and to allow you to take advantage of a free strategy session that I'm offering. That's the only purpose that page had. That was the only thing you can do, and you took advantage of that, and that's why you're here today. So look for opportunities to use landing pages for specific campaigns or offers. Live chat and chatbots are becoming more and more common. Live chat allows you to interact in real time with your prospect that's on your website, leveraging chat capabilities. So it allows them to speak directly to a salesperson without having to pick up the phone. Chatbots are more automated, leveraging AI or a scripted process that could help as well. Another one is the phone. The phone is extremely important. You want to make sure that your phone number is prominently presented because a lot of people will pick up the phone and speak to you when they are on your website. They want to speak with a salesperson, and that's the best time to speak with them because they can use your website as a presentation tool. And then you want to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile devices. Mobile is extremely important because these days, probably about half of your website traffic, if not more, depending on your business, depending on your target audience, they are leveraging mobile devices when they're on your website. If you're selling to contractors that are on a job site, they're definitely on their phone during the day if they're on your website. Other people may be in front of a computer when they're home, but it's important that you make sure that you optimize your website and your online content to be responsive and mobile friendly so that it appears as good as it can be in a mobile device. Okay, the tactics to generate high quality leads, which are extremely important, SEO and content marketing, creating that great content like I mentioned before, making sure that when you're creating that content, you are optimizing it to bubble up in the search engines. It's important that you have an understanding of what are the phrases that your customers are searching on most often. And then leveraging those phrases in the content of the various items that you're creating so that you can optimize for SEO and make sure that this content is bubbling up in front of prospects when they're performing searches on Google as well as on generative AI applications. You want to make sure that you have lead magnets. Lead magnets are downloadable resources like an ebook or a how-to guide that people find valuable, and they are willing to give up their basic contact information to gain immediate access to these resources. This is one of the best ways to generate those marketing qualified leads. Paid ads with precision targeting. You can use social media platforms, LinkedIn and Facebook, or search engine marketing platforms like Google Ads to target specific industries and job roles to make sure that your ads are only showing up in front of your most likely customers. Leveraging webinars and events are extremely valuable for generating quality leads. Webinars and events are a great opportunity for you to demonstrate your thought leadership live in front of your target audience. And they will essentially reduce the cost of leads compared to traditional methods because they are extremely effective. And then you want to make sure that you are creating case studies on a regular basis that will build trust and showcase how you have helped companies that are very similar to theirs in similar applications. So how do you convert those leads into customers? So you've generated leads. Now we need to convert them from marketing qualified leads into customers. So email drip campaigns are extremely important. These are a series of personalized emails that you will send out to nurture interest. So if somebody reaches out to you and downloads a white paper or guide, we want to send out personalized emails on a regular basis that will allow them to continue to engage with you and visit your site. We want to make sure that content is personalized so that we can speak to the needs of prospects at different stages of the buyer's journey. Leverage retargeting ads. Retargeting ads are an advertising tool that you can leverage on search engine marketing ads that basically show display ads to people after they visited your website. So if they are on your website and then they go to, say, the Wall Street Journal's website or to an industry publication's website, they can see your banner ad there. And they're seeing it only because they visited your site. So they're the only people seeing it. It's extremely personalized and extremely effective for getting them back to your site. You want to leverage CRM and automation tools like HubSpot and Salesforce to track and nurture your leads effectively. And then sales and marketing alignment, sharing data and insights between marketing and the salespeople so that you can ensure seamless follow-ups. Speaking of that, you want to make sure that you are aligning your sales team and your marketing team. You don't have two separate silos, they're working together. That's the best way to grow your business, and that needs to be a big part of your industrial marketing plan in 2025. Companies that have misaligned and sales and marketing teams, they're losing revenue. HubSpot did a survey. 10% or more of their revenue is lost annually by just having that disconnect between marketing and sales. Wasted effort. Marketing is creating great content, but the salespeople don't know it exists, so they're not using it in their sales process. So you want to make sure that you have great collaboration so that you're not wasting that effort. Also, it will help you accelerate your revenue growth. Companies that have aligned sales and marketing teams, they achieve a 32% higher revenue growth rate than companies that do not, that have separate silos of marketing and sales. So you want to make sure that they are aligned. Key elements of that alignment, you need to make sure that marketing and sales both have the same goals, same metrics, such as lead quality, pipeline value, and conversion rate. You want to make sure that marketing and sales both share common definitions of each of these. You want to make sure that they have a good understanding of the buyer personas, both on the marketing and sales side, so that we can make sure that our marketing campaigns and our sales engagement is basically speaking to those unique personas, to those unique buyers, and conveying that same brand message. You want to make sure that you're using shared technologies. Using tools like customer relationship management and marketing automation platforms that are used by both marketing and sales will allow you to share data between these two organizations seamlessly so that you can really have them in alignment. And then communicate on a regular basis, hold regular meetings on a consistent basis to make sure that you are communicating strategies and tactics, addressing challenges so that you can see what has worked in the past, fix what was broken, build on what has been working, and just be more successful going forward. So the way to unite sales and marketing, you need to make sure that you are using data. So what you're keeping track of, those KPIs and those metrics, that you are sharing them between the two organizations and you're keeping track of the right information so that you can really be as effective as possible. So lead scoring is important. As those leads come in, marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, you want to score them based on how likely they are to do business with you. So all the interactions they have with your organization, with your website, talking with a salesperson, these all contribute to their lead score. And the higher their lead score, the hotter the lead is, and you want to make sure that your salespeople can quickly identify who those hot leads are based on their score so they know who to call when they are conducting their follow-ups. You want to make sure that you have closed loop reporting, so tracking which marketing campaigns generate the most revenue on the marketing side. So marketing needs to know these campaigns generated this much revenue. And then salespeople need to provide feedback to marketing on the quality of leads. What marketing thought was a quality lead may be crap to a salesperson. You need to know that so that you can adjust how you're scoring the leads and adjust your marketing tactics to make sure that you're generating the best quality leads for them so that they can close the business that they were born to do. Then you want to make sure that you have dashboards with real-time insights that both marketing and sales can look at on a regular basis to track those KPIs. And they ideally would be updated in real time so that you have direct access to the latest information to make informed decisions. So the steps to fostering great collaboration between marketing and sales, well, agree on the definitions of leads, as I mentioned before. A clear definition of what a marketing qualified lead is and a sales qualified lead. Make sure you have a feedback loop so that sales provides regular input on that lead quality and that marketing can adjust their strategy based on the input from sales. And also that sales is communicating back to marketing the sales that were generated so they can tie them back to specific marketing campaigns to, again, improve the ROI reporting. Content collaboration, you want to make sure that sales shares insights. They're the ones dealing with prospects on a day-to-day basis. They know what's important to them. That's great information and extremely important information for marketing to leverage to tailor marketing campaigns going forward and tailor content creation. And then joint campaigns. You want to have campaigns where both marketing and sales are involved. Definitely events, live events or webinars, any account-based marketing initiatives you may have. You want to make sure that these are executed in a unified fashion. The essential tools in your marketing stack to have that unification between marketing and sales. I mentioned a few of these. Customer relationship management tools like Salesforce and HubSpot to manage lead sales interactions and your pipeline. Marketing automation tools like HubSpot and Marketo. There are many others to streamline your email campaigns and your lead scoring. Collaboration tools, project management tools that you can leverage like Slack, Basecamp, or Microsoft Teams to maintain that constant communication. Content repositories, having a repository of great content, marketing content that your salespeople can leverage in their sales interactions, case study library, educational guides, whatever that would be. Just make them easily accessible by your salespeople and give them guidance on how they can leverage them for their sales interactions, in their social selling on LinkedIn, in all of their communications. Okay. Now to measure and maximize your ROI. This is important because it provides the information you need to prove that you've been successful in the past and improve your success going forward. It provides accountability. It demonstrates the tangible value that marketing is providing on a day-to-day basis through their efforts and their campaigns. It provides great insights on which campaigns and which marketing channels are performing the best and driving the most growth to identify where we should be focusing on going forward. Gives great information for optimizing your specific marketing campaigns so that you can make data-driven adjustments to these campaigns in the future to maximize results. And also it gives you the information you need to communicate to management so that you can justify your marketing budget. The company has invested this specific amount in marketing over the course of a year. What are the specific results in terms of revenue that you have produced, as well as other important KPIs? You want to make sure that you are measuring the results and return on investment on your marketing spend so that you can justify your budget. So some critical metrics for keeping track of marketing ROI: your customer acquisition costs, the cost to acquire a customer. You invested in marketing, what did it cost to acquire them? The customer lifetime value, what is the value you're generating from a customer that's doing business with you, not just once, but over the lifetime of working with you. What marketing sourced revenue, revenue that is attributable back to specific marketing activities. Your lead to customer conversion rate, that measures the efficiency of your sales funnel. And then your ROI by channel, that compares the effectiveness of each of the different marketing channels, whether it's email, search engine marketing, other marketing channels, to figure out how effective they are in terms of generating the results you're trying to achieve as a business. Now, I talked about customer lifetime value, and it baffles me how many companies don't even know this. For every new customer they generate, what's it worth? Are they worth just that initial purchase of $500 in buying that product, or are they worth much, much more? They're worth more. if you're doing your job correctly, because they're going to do business with you on a regular basis if you're providing them with great value. So you want to make sure that you're calculating your customer lifetime value. What is the value they're providing you over the lifetime of them doing business with you? They're worth much more than that first order, as I mentioned. So here's a formula you can leverage. Actually, you could just send this off to your accounting people if you want to figure out what is the value of your customers. First is figuring out what's the average purchase value. You can figure this out by just taking a look at your 2023 revenue and then dividing it by the number of purchases that you received. And that's the average purchase value, the average value of one order. What's the average gross margin that you have on specific orders? What's the average purchase frequency, which is how many times will a customer purchase over the course of a year? And you can figure this out by the number of purchases over the course of a year divided by the number of unique customers that did purchase. That'll give you the average number of purchases. What's the average lifespan? How long are they normally with you? 7 years in this particular example. Multiply these together and we realize that that initial $500 order is actually worth almost $20,000 to us in customer lifetime value. You need to know this figure so that you can figure out what activities to invest in and how to calculate ROI. You don't calculate ROI on that $500 you generated from that one order. You calculate it based on that almost $20,000 that you will generate over the lifetime of that relationship. So there are a number of technologies to simplify your marketing and ROI measurement. Google Analytics to measure website traffic conversions and user behavior, call tracking to track inbound phone calls, CRM platforms to track the sales interactions and lead tracking, marketing automation to track campaign performance, as well as custom dashboards that you may create using Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, or maybe something custom that was developed that will provide that real-time visibility into performance. So Google Analytics, CallRail, HubSpot, these are all great tools you can work with. There are others as well. The key is to have the right technology in place to simplify that marketing ROI measurement. So the strategies to maximize marketing ROI, you want to focus on the best channels, the ones that are producing the best results. You want to refine your targeting so that you are sending out tailored messages to specific audience groups and reducing wasteful ad spends on the wrong audiences. Conduct A/B testing, send out two different messages, two different versions of an email to your target audiences and see which one works best. And then you can use that information to improve your success going forward. You can do that with ads, emails, landing pages, virtually any marketing element that you're creating, you can do some type of A/B test. Improve your lead nurturing, shorten the sales cycle by having that automated lead nurturing so that you're sending out those personalized follow-ups in an automated fashion to engage your prospects and get them back to your website, increase their lead score, and then make sure that you are aligning sales and marketing, as I said before. This is probably one of the most important things that I'm telling you in our time here today. Align your marketing and sales teams. Don't have them competing against each other. They need to work hand in hand if you want your marketing and your business to be successful. Okay, there are a number of mistakes you can make with ROI, and I'm going to go through these briefly. These cost you money. Don't do these things. Don't focus only on vanity metrics like traffic and impressions. They're important, but they don't always equate to revenue. You want to make sure they are business building metrics, KPIs that are important. You want to make sure that they're tied to specific goals, the specific business objectives you're trying to achieve. Ignoring attribution models. And what that means is that normally there's more than one interaction that a prospect has had with your organization, with your marketing elements before they place an order. We want to make sure we have an understanding of all of the marketing activities that attributed to that sale, all of the touch points. Simplify your reports. Don't make them too complicated. Just the most important information that you need to figure out what's working and what's not, and to make actionable decisions about going forward. And then making sure that you are looking at this information on a regular basis. Don't delay the analysis. Monthly and quarterly, it's not enough. Look at it on a regular basis. Maybe you're reporting to management on a monthly or quarterly basis, but you as a marketer, you need to be in there on a regular basis to analyze your results and return on investment. Okay, implementation and execution. How do you create a realistic execution timeline so you can make sure that you're executing your industrial marketing plan? Well, set milestones. So break down your strategy into monthly and quarterly goals. Prioritize the activities based on the impact they're going to have on your organization and the results that they're going to produce for you. So that's how you'll decide what to work on when. Make sure you have clear ownership of responsibilities for every task on your list and every campaign that you're managing. Somebody needs to own it. They need to be accountable and responsible. And then you also need to make sure that even though you're putting together a very detailed marketing plan, allow for some flexibility for unforeseen challenges or opportunities so that you can pivot to adjust your approach for these challenges or opportunities. Okay, how do you maximize your resource? Well, you want to assign your budgets by priority. So allocate your marketing budget in the channels and tools that will directly impact and help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve as a business. Make sure you have the right people on the bus. Build that stellar team of marketing and sales. Identify any gaps that you may have. Consider outsourcing where necessary. There are organizations like mine. We can serve as your fractional CMO and provide you with the strategy and leadership you need for your internal marketing organization. We also can serve as your outsourced marketing team and work hand in hand with your sales team. The key is make sure you have the right people on the bus, whether they are full-time employees or whether they are external partners. Have the right technology in place, as I talked about before, automation platforms, CRM tools, other marketing tools that will help you improve efficiency, and make sure that you're tracking your spending. You want to monitor your budget utilization to avoid over or underspending your budget. The technologies to use for this, project management tools so that you can make sure that everybody's on the same page regarding all of the tasks that need to be managed for each campaign. Marketing automation tools like HubSpot, Marketo, and HubSpot, like I mentioned before, that will automate processes to save time and improve efficiency. Collaboration tools so you can collaborate remotely, leveraging Slack, Microsoft Teams. Basecamp is another great tool to ensure that seamless communication, even if people are not in the same location. And then make sure you have those performance dashboards in place. Google Analytics can provide some tools for you with that. There are a number of other dashboards. You could even create your own, but you want to make sure that you have real-time access to that key information. So you want to avoid some common roadblocks that could get in the way during the execution of your marketing plan. An important one is lack of clarity. Everybody needs to understand what the marketing plan is, what their role is, what you're trying to achieve as an organization, and how you're going to get there. There needs to be complete clarity between everybody on your marketing and sales team that are involved in this process. You need to make sure that you're communicating on a regular basis. Poor communication can get in the way. So make sure there are regular updates and meetings to keep everyone aligned. Those project management tools and collaboration tools can help with that. Don't overcommit. Don't focus on too many things at one time. Focus on doing fewer things extremely well instead of spreading your resources too thin. And then take advantage of performance dashboards. Use dashboards and KPIs to monitor your progress so that you can make the adjustments as needed. Okay, so talked about your industrial marketing plan, all the things that you need to do. It will produce tremendous value and results for you going forward if you follow my best practices. I want to let you know that if you choose to do nothing, you just enjoyed the webinar and you're going to do nothing, there's a cost associated with that as well. And you're going to miss out on the stellar results that companies that have embraced strategic industrial marketing and digital marketing in the past and the results that they were able to produce. 5 times your revenue growth rate is experienced by these companies, 24% higher profit margins, 40% improvement in customer retention rates, and 50% more revenue is generated by hybrid sales teams, meaning sales teams that know how to sell traditionally as well as know how to sell digitally. So by doing nothing, by ignoring everything I said here and just going through 2025 without a strategic industrial marketing plan, there's a cost associated with ignoring that. So make sure that you are doing something with this information. There are a number of steps that you can take immediately that I talked about today, but I strongly recommend that you go through the process of creating that results-focused industrial marketing plan for 2025 that will help you produce great results. So there's only so much information that I can communicate in a 1-hour webinar. So I have resources that will help you exceed. Just by registering for this webinar, I will be sending you my Industrial Marketing Success Kit, which is a step-by-step guide for creating a winning industrial marketing plan. All the ideas that I talked about today, this goes into it in great detail with exercises, checklists, detailed descriptions. This is an active document that you can leverage to create your industrial marketing plan. This is a Google Sheet that you can make a copy of and make it your own and update it, and this will be your guiding document in 2025. In addition, I want to offer you the opportunity to take advantage of my resources. Schedule a strategy call with me. I want to make sure that you're focusing on the right strategies and tactics that will help you achieve great success in 2025. This is not a sales call. This is a strategy session where we will go through a very detailed discussion about your business, your target market, your offerings, the goals you're trying to achieve, your target customers, and the strategies you found successful. And we'll talk about specific strategies and tactics you can leverage to be more effective going forward. So take advantage of this. You can do this by going to my website, svmsolutions.com/strategy. You can do this by calling me at 877-786-3249, extension 234, my direct line. You'll get me directly. Or scan the QR code on your smartphone. You'll go right to our scheduling page so that you can take advantage of this free service. And with that, I would like to get to the questions. Thank you for submitting so many questions during the course of this webinar. You still can submit them by just clicking on the Q&A at the bottom of the webinar interface. And let's get to some of the questions. Okay, first question. What is the most important step to take when building an industrial marketing plan? Okay, that's a great question. Just went through an hour of steps. The most important step, in my opinion, is aligning marketing and sales. That is one area that so many organizations, so many industrial companies, both manufacturers and the distributors, do not do. Marketing has their campaigns, salespeople have their sales processes. They are not integrated. You want to make sure you're integrating those two because it doesn't make any difference what marketing is doing unless it's generating sales. Salespeople can't be as effective as they could be if they are not supported by strong marketing campaigns. So make sure that you align your marketing and sales teams to produce results. That's the most important step that I would recommend. Okay, next question. How has search engine marketing changed? Oh, this is extremely important. Search engine marketing is changing a lot, and that's because generative AI applications are really taking over. And what's happening is that more and more people are going to generative AI applications like Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity to perform their research. So what you want to do is make sure you're bubbling up in front of people no matter where they are. So SEO, the acronym for search engine optimization, has a new meaning in 2025, and it is search everywhere optimization. So the content you're creating for search engines to bubble up, you want to make sure you're creating that content so it bubbles up in front of everybody, whether it's generative AI, whether it's social media. The key way to do that is have a good understanding of your customer base, understand their profile and their persona, understand the content that they find most valuable, create that content leveraging the phrases that they think of most often, and that's how you'll bubble up in front of them. So search engine marketing has changed into search everywhere marketing. So and search everywhere optimization. So that's the best way to take advantage of that going forward. What CRM and marketing automation tools work best for industrial companies? That's a tough question to answer because there's so many tools out there. I'm going to give you a simple answer, but it's really, really an important answer. And the answer is the most important CRM and marketing automation tools, and the best ones for industrial companies, are tools that people will actually use. Tools that your marketing people will use on a day-to-day basis. Even more importantly, tools that your salespeople will use on a day-to-day basis to log their sales interactions. You could have the best tools, the best marketing automation, the best CRM, but if people aren't using it properly or not in the same way, it's not going to produce great results. So just use some of the tools that I mentioned during the presentation today and make sure everybody's properly trained and they can use them on the same way. Okay, what is the best way to funnel searches to the most relevant landing pages? Okay, so I'm assuming that this is generating visits from search engine marketing or search everywhere marketing, like I mentioned before. So the best way to funnel searches, the most relevant landing pages, you want to make sure you're optimizing those landing pages for the best keywords or phrases that your target audience is searching on related to what the purpose is of that landing page. So you want to make sure that you're laser focused. So that will help you bubble up in front of people in organic search as well as in generative AI. You can also take advantage of targeted paid advertising campaigns on search engines like Google in Google Ads or on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, the other social networks. That's the best way to get in front of people to communicate that very targeted message. You can leverage a number of personalization techniques that these advertising models have that will allow you to get in front of only your most likely customers. And then you're not sending them to your website, you're sending them to that specific landing page to take advantage of whatever that offer is. So those are the best ways to funnel searches to the most relevant landing pages. Somebody asked a question about the QR code that you're looking at right now, and they were under the impression that this will lead them to my industrial marketing success kit. It will not. I am going to email that out to you after our presentation today. That QR code will take you to the page where you can sign up for that free strategy session. So like I said, I strongly encourage you to take advantage of that so that I can help you jumpstart your marketing efforts and your strategy creation for 2025. Okay, next is how technical should your content be? Okay, I'm assuming that you have a very technical offering that has a lot of information that needs to be communicated. How technical should your content be? Your content should be as technical as it needs to be to resonate with your customer base. Sorry about that answer, that it's not very specific, but again, we need to take an extremely customer-focused approach in your marketing, making sure that you're presenting content that resonates with customers and engages with them. And if they need technical statistics and technical information, well, you definitely need to produce that. But that shouldn't be the only content you produce to engage them. Think about other types of content that is educational, that can really resonate with them and help you bubble up in front of them and really allow them to understand your differentiation and how you can help them. Okay, what is the one thing that I learned recently that changed the way I view marketing and advertising? The one thing that I learned that changed the way that I view marketing and advertising that I learned recently, I would say that it is what I learned after embracing generative AI. I strongly recommend that if you're not using it on a regular basis, you start using it as a collaboration partner. You can't use generative AI to create all of your content. It's not the best practice for doing it. You won't get the best content. Generative AI, all it's doing is regurgitating what it learned, so it's not going to produce unique, original content that you can leverage for marketing. However, it is a fantastic collaboration partner that is up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there to help you. It learns from you the more that you ask of it and the more that you work with it. So using generative AI as a marketing collaboration partner to help you create content, come up with content ideas, bounce ideas off of, proofread certain things. There are countless ways you can use generative AI. That's probably the one thing that I learned recently. It has cut the amount of time significantly on things that used to take hours and hours, things that you may have had to go to Google and do your own research that could have taken hours to find the right answers. You can get fantastic, fantastic resources and results from generative AI and really cut the amount of time. So use generative AI as a collaboration partner. Okay, so next, are there tools or platforms to learn our competitors' advertising or targeted marketing campaigns? There are tools that you can leverage. I think that it's probably a little difficult depending on the size of your company and who you're competing against. I'll give you an example. SEMrush or SEMrush is one of the search engine marketing tools that I had mentioned before. They have a number of add-on applications that they are offering to their customers in addition to search engine marketing related metrics. And one of them provides some insight into competitors' marketing campaigns. It'll give you a glimpse of all the ads they're running on social media. It'll let you know what phrases they're paying for, what their exact paid ads are. So there are certain things that are, they can provide some great insight on, no matter what size company you are or what size competitor you're going up against. But for the more sophisticated ad models that I mentioned before, if you want to see their specific advertisings that they're running in the various social media outlets or online publications, they need to be a sizable competitor in order to really see some real data. So if you have a small competitor that you want to take a look at, they're not going to be as valuable. You will see some great information on their search engine marketing activity, leveraging tools like that. So I think it depends on the size of your company and the size of the organization that you're going up against. There are tools that are out there. It's not an exact science, but it can give you some insight into what's working or what they're currently involved in, so you can use that information to judge your own or decide on your own marketing activities. Okay, are there any classes I can take that will teach me something that I don't already know? Well, this is one of them, hopefully. I'm looking to learn more about marketing, something that goes beyond just the basics. Oh, this is a difficult one. There are a number of different resources that are out there. I'm not ranking these in order. One that I would take a look at is LinkedIn Learning. If you are a paid member of LinkedIn, and there also are some offerings to non-paid members, LinkedIn Learning has a number of great interactive learning modules that focus on a number of key business disciplines. So you can learn a lot there from the training courses that are offered by LinkedIn. Another great resource, Marketing Profs, marketingprofs.com. That's an online education resource that has training in the form of sessions like this, more detailed training classes, educational articles, downloadable guides that focus just on B2B marketing. It's a subscription-based service. It's not very expensive, just a couple $100 a year. Extremely, extremely valuable for helping you figure out the marketing tactics and strategies and really understanding what you don't know. So those are tools I would take a look at from a marketing perspective. To learn more about how you can be more effective with marketing. Okay, let's see if there's any others here. How do you maintain personal relationships while automating marketing, leveraging marketing automation tools like HubSpot? Great question. The key with marketing automation is that you're still maintaining that personalized relationship, even though a computer or an application or software is sending out the communication to that prospect or to that customer. The idea is that we're figuring out what are the personalized communications that we want to send to prospects, depending on where they're scored in our lead scoring system. Are they hot leads or are they marketing qualified leads that we need to nurture? If we do need to nurture them, we set up marketing automation on a personalized level to send out personalized communication. It's going to come from the sales person they would be doing business with, so it appears like it's a one-to-one communication between a a salesperson and the prospect. Any interactions that person has with the message or with the the website as a result. The salesperson will know because that will all be tracked in the system. And then if the salesperson wants to interact, they can do it. So marketing automation basically makes the salesperson's job easier so that they don't have to worry about nurturing the prospects with a low lead score. Marketing automation can do that, but they could still send out those personalized communications on an automated basis. And then they can focus their efforts on the high lead score prospects so that they can reach out directly and have those real live one-on-one communications. Okay, let's see. We'll take one more here. Let's see. Okay, how often should we be creating and publishing content from a marketing perspective? Great question. Early and often. You want to create content on a regular basis that will strengthen your positioning and strengthen the relationship with your customers and prospects. I like to think of the content on an industrial site as kind of having the content 1-2 punch. Product content is content that you need to compete. So you want to make sure that you have the best product content of anyone in your industry, the better product content than any of your competitors. That will allow you to be a very strong competitor in your prospects' minds. So make sure that you're continually looking at your product pages, your service pages to figure out how can I add more value to make them more engaging and more relevant for my target audience. The other punch is educational content. And where product content is to compete, educational content is to differentiate. That's how you can communicate your unique brand and your unique positioning. It's through the valuable educational content that's speaking to your specific buyer personas, to their specific needs, specific applications that they're interested in, what they find important. That will give you the best opportunity to resonate with them, engage with them, hopefully generate those leads, and then definitely close them to be a new customer for your company. Very good. So I want to thank you for your time and your engagement during our presentation today. I hope you had a valuable experience. I hope you gained some great information that you can put to work. You will receive an email from me shortly with your industrial marketing success kit that you can leverage to produce a great industrial marketing plan for 2025. If you have questions along the way, my contact information is included in that kit, so feel free to reach out to me with any questions or comments that you may have. And as I had mentioned, I strongly recommend that you take advantage of that strategy call that I am offering. If you want to jumpstart your marketing efforts for the new year, this is the best way to do it. I'll make sure that you're focusing on the right areas, the right strategy, and the right tactics to make sure that you're extremely successful as an industrial marketer in 2025.